Nina Simone, the High Priestess of Soul, the greatest interpreter of song of the last 50 years, in my humble opinion. She could take any song and transform it, make it a uniquely personal expression that plumbed the depths and the heights of the human spirit. I was lucky to see her 3 times in my life. The first time was in 1968. It was a hot summer night, a few months after the assassination of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. It was at JFK Stadium, a crowd of many thousands of people. Nina introduced a song that her bass player had written just a couple days after Dr. King's death, called "Why is the King of Love Dead?" And as she performed this dramatic evocation of Dr. King's spirit and life and essence, the entire thousands of people fell into a hush. Such was the command, such was the power of Nina Simone in performance. She could literally put a spell on her audience, and in fact that was her whole purpose. She said it, "I want to put a spell on my audience." That may be why she was so particular about her audiences. If the audience vibe wasn't right to her, she could walk right off stage and refuse to perform. That's because she needed to be in tune with her audience. She needed to have them with full of rapt attention so that she could take them to that higher place, so that she could put a spell on them. My close encounter with Nina Simone came back in 1980 when she was living in Philadelphia and was a bit down and out in that her husband, who had been her manager, was no longer managing her, and they had split apart. A little tight on money, and I had heard that she was needing a gig. So through someone I knew at a local club, I managed to arrange a booking, which she found satisfactory. And the club was thrilled, of course, to have the great Nina Simone perform. When the night came, it was a full house. There was an opening act, so I wasn't worried that Nina hadn't arrived. The comic, however, was heckled by the crowd and walked off stage after a short period of time. And Nina had not yet arrived. Time went by, the crowd got restless, thinking perhaps of Nina's reputation as maybe not wanting to perform sometimes. Finally, after perhaps an hour and much restlessness, she swept in from the limousine that brought her straight to the piano, sat down, and received a standing ovation from the crowd. She looked at the crowd and said, "Do you love me?" and proceeded to give a performance of startling intimacy and power. It was a bravo performance of just Nina and her piano, an unforgettable experience. I was fortunate to see her again on other occasions, but a lot of people did not understand Nina Simone by her public persona. She was often dubbed as angry or difficult, and words like this, and sometimes she was, but she was also privately warm, full of life, full of humor, wicked wit, and definitely a woman of great perception. In my book, Great Spirits, Portraits of Life-Changing World Music Artists, I tell the story of Nina Simone from my perspective, and I try to get at the essence of why Nina Simone was able to be a life-changing artist who affected so many millions of people around the world. If you're interested in hearing that story, go to www.greatspiritsmedia.com and hear the story of the High Priestess of Soul, one of many great spirits I profile.